Why am I dragged into this? What the hell?
The
This
house
is
of horror.
excited to me, okay? Hi.
The house of horror.
Okay, so sorry everybody. Okay, let's start.
Oh, hi, teacher.
Oh, you're
Oh, teacher is back.
Oh yeah.
Guess who's back?
Oh my god,
Back
really
again.
bad
Hi.
the connection. Really,
Oh
really
my god,
sorry.
miss you.
Finally.
You missed the conversation.
The conversation of
you
katana.
the katana, my beautiful legs.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
Okay, people, let's start. Okay, so for now, please mute your mics. If you have questions, please type in the chat box. And at any time, please stop me if I'm going too fast. Please stop me at any time you want to. Okay. So okay, finally, can you guys see my screen for now? Please type in the chat box if you can. You can see my screen. Yup. Okay, other people? Yes. Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, hoping that everybody is good and well. And if you have any questions, please stop me. Okay. Am I lagging now? Am I lagging now? Yes? No? Yes? No. Okay. Okay, good. A little bit. Okay, so I'll talk slow. Okay. So if you can see my screen right here, okay. So I'm gonna stop. I hide my video. Okay, you can see my screen right here. This will be the module information for the particular subject, right? So so this would be for unknown culture report. So first and foremost, okay. Okay, you should choose a culture that you wish to research. It can't be your own culture, whereby if between your pairs, I hope everybody has a pair right now and settled that already. So for example, if you're a Malay guy and you're an Indian guy, right? So the culture that you should research for your particular assignment would be another culture. For example, a Chinese culture or a Sarawakian culture. Anything else than the culture that you have between the both of you. Okay, so that should be clear from day one. Okay, it must be another culture beside than your own culture. Okay, number two would be research this culture using research reports in academic journals, published interviews, or any published materials via the internet. Okay, I will get back to number two in my explanation for the academic, how to write an academic report using the APA citation. Okay, so just wait for that. So I want to go through together with you. Okay, together with you is the questions right here. Okay, the questions right here. So this will be optional questions. So it is up to you to actually arrange it accordingly. Okay, arrange it accordingly. Accordingly what you think is best for your report, as long as you choose 3 questions. Okay, 3 questions from this particular section. Okay, it's fine. How you arrange it, it doesn't matter. Okay, that I must clear from day one. Okay, so questions so far, people? Questions? Nope. Okay, good. No questions. Okay, so for the turn it in report, okay, so what we do in academic is that, okay, in academic world or what you do throughout your assignments for subjects, for any subjects. Certain subjects might have your lecturer will say you need to submit your work to turn it in. Okay, turn it in would be a software whereby it checks the similarity percentage of copy and paste. So back then, I would like to explain, back then during the 80s and the 70s, yeah, plagiarism. Yeah, back in the 70s, there was for university students back in 1970s. It's hard actually to do copy and paste because internet was not there at that time, especially in Malaysia. Okay, so they have to actually read books to actually cite people and to do their own writing by themselves. But because we are much more digital now, everything is there, so you don't have to write up according to your own opinion. You can just copy paste things that you can find in the internet, and there you go, your assignment is done. So the Turnitin software is to check the plagiarism or things that you copy and paste in the internet, not more than 25% for my subject. Okay, so for my subject, not more than 25, but if it's possible, let's have you try to have a percentage not more than 20. Okay, so hopefully you guys can achieve that. So the standard, the standard for actually the basic standard for every university will be 25, including theses or dissertation and things. So yeah, so don't worry about that. Okay, I'll get back to your question in a little bit, Tiffany. Okay, no problem, because it's a common subject, so I don't mind. Okay, okay. With that, coming back to the screen. Okay, so here we have 3 questions from this section. So choose one particular culture. It can be anything. It can be about a Greek culture. It can be about a Russian culture, which not many people know what kind of culture that is in Russia. So mind you, anything you want to do, you can do. Might it be internationally or locally. Okay, so don't worry about that. So just if you're not sure, that you can check with me and make sure that in the particular WhatsApp group that we have, hopefully everybody is in the WhatsApp group. I have sent you the invitation link through Times and Facebook group as well. So make sure to be in the WhatsApp group if you have WhatsApp, so that it will be much more easier to ask me questions there. So in the group at any time, if you want to ask me questions, you just ask. Okay, so with that, we are going to go through together. Okay, so for example, the first one, what are the predominant religious beliefs by members of this culture? So, and how do you think these beliefs influence their behavior? So for example, if you choose a particular culture, make sure to identify their religious beliefs, okay, and include your own opinion according to what you have gathered throughout the internet, or what you have observed, or you can even interview a particular individual that is related to the culture that you have chose, and interview a person. It can be 1 person, can be 2 person, up to you. Okay, so I am giving you the freedom to actually create the report, right? Create the unknown culture report excellently, whereby you can actually be really creative, and you can have more marks if you do interview, or you have a good report. It contributes to many things in creating a good report. It would be an issue to pick Japanese culture, as the Japanese culture is relatively similar to Chinese culture. No, please, Natasha, you can pick a Japanese culture, no problem. Is that fine? Okay, thank you, Natasha. Okay, so again, number 2 would be explain the gender roles in the culture. Gender roles would be a man and woman in the particular. It's not a must to interview someone, but if you want to, that's fine. Okay, it's an optional thing. But gathering materials in the internet is good. Okay. Okay, so any other questions, people? Any other questions? No, okay. So with that, gender roles would be, for example, what is, you can actually identify men in a Malay culture. What are their roles actually? What is being expected of them? For a woman, what is their gender role in the culture? You can diversify in what context you can, in any context you can actually explain that. In any situation. So it is very general for question number 2. Question number 3 would be romantic relationships in the culture itself. Okay, romantic relationships in the culture. So if you would like, sometimes in question 3, you can be general in terms of generalizing how men and women will work in a particular culture. So men, they have a certain perception of how doing things, and women will have a certain perception of doing things. And in a relationship, generally, in any culture, women will be more expressive, which is true, right? Men will be much more straightforward, whereby if you ask them, "Are you okay?" they will just say okay. If you ask a woman the same question, they'll be okay, but it's always but. Yeah. So that is for question number 3. So you can explain that in your writing. Okay, pictures are good as well. Okay, for number 4, for someone who is going on a visit on work assignment, what information would aid his or her cultural adjustment? Okay, sorry. Okay, gender role, Charmaine. Okay, I'll answer Kendra first. Every information that we gather must be from an article, or can be in internet as well. It can be from the internet as well. Kendri. Charmaine, what's the difference between gender role and romantic relationship? The difference between gender role and romantic relationship is that the expectation that a culture have for a woman and a man, and for romantic relationship would be a general overview of how you think, or things that you have read through the internet about the particular culture. How do they actually connect in a relationship? How would they actually interact with each other in a relationship? Is that clear, Charmaine? Wait, pictures are okay, mean we can add photos to our report? Yes, Corinne, you can add photos to your report. Is that clear, Charmaine? Yup. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, I'll get back to that a little bit in a while, Corinne. Okay. Okay, so for number 4, okay. Yes, you need to make a cover page. Yup. I will tell you how. Yes, Zali, you need to answer every question in a paragraph. Okay? Okay, any questions? No. Okay. So okay, for number 4, for someone getting back to the questions right here, for someone who is going on a visit or work assignment, what information would aid his or her cultural adjustment? Okay, so this question would be like, for example, if that particular person, okay, let's say a Malay guy went to the United States, okay, went to the United States to study, or to migrate or to work. Okay, it is a new culture that he is going through in the United States. So oh, lagging, it's lagging now. Is it lagging now? Okay. Other people, am I lagging? Oh, okay. I'll be slow. Okay. So for question number 4, to how would, okay, give me a sec. For a person to actually sometimes when you would like to go to a particular country that is such an alien to you, it's very alien, it's very, very different from your own culture. According to intercultural communication, you would experience a cultural dimension, elements, whereby you have to adjust yourself according to the country environment itself. Okay, so Hofstede cultural dimension, okay, I must repeat this. Hofstede cultural dimension, the explanation would be, okay, would be in video lecture week 3 and week 4. Culture and communication 1 and culture and communication 2. Okay, so what you do is that, okay, to understand Hofstede's cultural dimension is to watch my video lectures in week 3 and week 4. Okay, I'll explain to you later on, Kareem. Yeah. Okay, so for question number 4, okay, okay, what you do right now this particular week, please keep it aside. Okay, please keep it aside. Okay, and watch video lecture 3 and 4 first. Okay, and understand it, because I've explained Hofstede culture dimension in week 3 and week 4. After that, if you have questions, then you ask me accordingly. Okay, so question number 4, for now, don't worry about it. Okay, don't worry about it. So just keep it aside for a moment. Okay, any questions? Oh yeah, I wrote it. Okay, question number 4, to make sure that to make everybody not confused, it will not be a compulsory question. Okay, as easy as that. It's an optional question. Okay, other questions, people? So question number 4 is, I will make it easy for you. It's an optional question to answer. Okay, other questions? People clear? Are we clear on that? Okay, good. Okay, for number 5, how does this culture history influence the perception in this culture? Okay, so the culture histories, how does this culture histories influence perception or interpretation in this culture? It can be according to your interpretation of the culture, how you gather your information according to one particular culture and how you see it. Okay, how does it evolve throughout time? You can include your write-ups, your answers in the essay form. So this particular assignment is more you read the particular culture and you share with me, okay, the both of you, your opinions according to what you have gathered as a pair. Okay. Okay, questions so far? Do we need to answer questions connect to intercultural communication theory? Okay, question number 4. Okay, question number 4, Sarana, is if to understand that you have to watch video lecture on week 3 and week 4. Okay, but question number 4, question. Okay. Question number. Okay, Sarana, question number 5. Okay, how does this culture's history influence the perception or interpretation in this culture? So whatever that you have read, okay, in through internet according to the culture that you have chose, okay, you compare it, you manage it, okay. Give me a second. So what you do is it is according to your interpretation of the culture itself. Whatever you have read about the culture from the history of the culture up till today, how does it evolve and things, okay? You include your own opinion. What is your interpretation of the culture, or if you can find in any website or the particular individual of the culture that you are going to research on, he or she mentioned his or her interpretation, you can include that. Yes, the analysis can be according to your perspective or the things that you have found in the internet, and you can find, for example, you can find a person's perception. For example, you are investigating or you are researching about a Malay culture, and you can find a person, a Malay guy, actually having his views on the Malay culture itself. So you can include that as well. Am I clear, Sarana? Yup. Okay, good. It can be both. It can be your perspective. It can be about, it can be according to the perspective of the person who is in the culture. Okay, Vinci, Miss, do we need to answer questions connect to the intercultural communication theory? It is an optional thing to, it's optional to connect your report to a communication theory for this assignment. Okay, but if you want to do it, by all means, you can do it. Okay, Vinci? And other people? Okay. Okay, Vinci. Natasha, so for question number 4, I change it to an option. It's an optional question. So to understand and to answer it, okay, it's an optional thing right now. Okay, to answer it, you have to watch video lecture on week 3 and week 4 to do question number 4 if you want to do it as a group. Okay? Okay, Cool. Any other questions before we proceed to compulsory questions? Any other questions, people? Okay, I'll get back to that in a little bit, Ray Ann. Okay, any other questions? Okay, no, okay, so no questions. I am going to go through, okay, the compulsory question. Okay, so for example, right here, if you can see, okay, what are some of the value differences between this culture and your own? Elaborate only one culture difference. Okay, so you compare the culture that you have choose and your own culture, okay? And what factors in your experience have led to the development of positive feelings about you and your own cultural heritage and background? What factors have led to negative feelings, if any? We elaborate 2 factors. Okay, so what you do is, okay, for question number 7 is that, okay, I have a question. For the history, culture, can we talk about the culture in arts, music, and etc., or do we just focus on the whole history of culture? Shamila, up to you. Okay, it can be anything as long as you answer my questions, my optional questions, and my compulsory questions. Okay, I'll get back to your question, Joanna, in a bit when I do my explanation on the academic report. Okay, Joanna? Okay, so coming back, question number 7. Okay, question number 7 is a question that I want to ask you. Okay, that are you proud, you know, being in your own culture? If you are not, you give me your factors. Why are you not proud of being in your own culture? If you are, you can give the factors as well. That I am proud in being a Malay because blah 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 blah. If not, you give me 2 reasons. So it's more of you know, self-reflection of your own culture, how you feel about your own culture. Okay, so that is for question number 7. Either or, can be one positive, can be one negative, sure. Okay, it can be a combination. If you have so many things to write about, also can. Okay, it can be I don't have limitations on ideas. I am giving the freedom for you to liberate yourself in the report. Yes, can be one positive, can be one negative, can be all positive, can be all negative, anything. For question number 6, if my partner and I are from different race culture, do we write separate answers on the value differences? Okay, I am getting back on this. Okay, I am getting on this question now. Okay, so I have explained all the questions. Okay, so what you do now in the particular report, you have 2 person, right? You and your partner. Okay, so what you do is that for question number 1, 3 questions from this particular section. Okay, for section A, okay, you do it together. Okay, that is don't say, don't, for example, Sujay and Aiman. Okay, Sujay and Aiman, they pair up together, for example. Okay, and for section A, Sujay writes his own part. For example, Sujay writes at the first section of the report, right? So Sujay writes, according to Sujay, question number 1, he answered like that. Aiman would be another different answer. No, Okay, so for section A, you divide according to your pairs accordingly which question that he or she would like to answer together. So the most important part is to come together and brainstorm on together on section A, okay, and you write it accordingly. So you can divide between the both of you. Okay, Sujay write question number 1, Aiman will answer number 2 after discussing the answers together. Okay? Okay, sorry Mengza, I'll try to be slow. Okay, I'll get back to you, Adeline, in a bit. Do the value differences mean, for example, wisdom, filial, pity? Yes, Chanxia. Okay, any questions so far? So I repeat again for the report itself, because you are doing a pairing up assignment, okay, a pairing up assignment, so that, okay, section A, everything you discuss together as a group, okay, all the answers you discuss together. That is the most basic thing, okay. But for section A, okay, after you have discussed everything together, okay, you divide who would write which section. For example, Sujay will write question number 1. Aiman, after answering together and gathering your thoughts, he will write question number 2. Or and then another person, if we have 3 in the group, you can write question number 3 after discussing. For question 6, what does it mean by one cultural? Okay, give me a second. For question number 6, what does it mean by one cultural difference? Can you give an example? Yes. Okay, I'll get back to that. For question, Miss, isn't only one of us need to submit the assignment, or both of us need to submit it? Only one of you need to submit the assignment. Meng Hui. Okay, so coming to section B, okay, this would be a section where you write your reports separately, because it's more onto self-reflection, okay, whereby the person in your group, one person, you have 2% or 3%. So for example, if you have 3% in a group, okay, I will expect to read three different answers for question number 6, 3 different answers for question number 7. Am I clear on that? Okay, so an example for question number 6. Okay, what are some of the value difference between this culture and your own? Elaborate only one culture difference. Okay, for example, okay, let's say I'm a Malay woman. I choose an Indian culture to research on. Okay, what are some of the value difference between this culture and your own? Most probably you say language. Okay, according to my interpretation would be language, because the mother tongue of the language is much more different. Other things, for example, to compare Malay and Indian culture, it's more or less the same, because we back then, according to marriage, right, to celebrate a person who is married, you have really luxurious preparations. So in a Malay culture, it's the same. So you can include the similarity or difference according to when you see it fits. Okay, so will we say in Sarana's perspective? Yes, according to Sarana's perspective, blah blah blah, can be like that as well, Sarana. So for question number 6, you can elaborate only one cultural difference can be in terms of language. Okay, or anything else you think is appropriate. Okay, questions so far, people. Yeah, can be I am from for example a Malay culture, so you can actually elaborate a little bit on the Malay culture, then you can include your opinion. Yes. Okay, can we only elaborate on one difference? Yeah, sure, Fei Yong. Questions? Other questions, people? So when we answer the questions, we need to note that whose perspective is that. Okay, I will get back to you on how to write section A and section B. I will write on a very blank document, and I'll explain it one by one. Festival also can, right? Yes, festival also can. Abeline. So question 6 and 7, let's say my group is 3 people. For question 6 and 7, okay, for question 6 and 7, you can write up to you. If you are comfortable writing in one paragraph, can as well. If you like to have separate sections, that's fine as well. For Aiman. Fei Yong, can we elaborate on ours and the culture we choose and talk about similarity and differences? Yes. Sure, Fei Yong. Nina, so Miss Japanese, yes, you can talk about how sushi went global. Okay, any other questions? Aiman, are we clear? Am I clear? Yes. Okay. So for question section number B, section B, people, you can. Okay. Okay, I'll get back to you. I'll finish this off in a bit. I'll get back to you, Praveen. Okay, so for section B, you can write it separately. Okay, separately. If you want to write it separately according to my interpretation or according to your interpretation, also can. Or you want to merge your writing together, also can in one particular section. But make sure to note that this would be this would be who actually wrote it. Okay, so for example, Nina and Fei Yong. Okay, maybe you pair up together, and then Nina, this would be Nina's take on my culture, for example. Okay, another paragraph would be Fei Yong also can. Okay. Okay, questions, people. Let me give questions before we move to the APA citation, which is the most important thing. Questions? Everybody clear? For unknown culture report? Questions, people. Are we clear? If we are clear, please type yes in the chat box. Okay, good. Okay, give me. It can be a cultural difference. Yes, food can be a cultural difference. Correct. Yes, it can be, Aiman. Okay, give me a second if I can return back to my meeting. Return back to meeting. Check. Give me a second. Okay. I hope it will not stop because I have scheduled 1.5 hours for the meeting. Okay, Lee Chong. Okay, Praveen, I will get back to your question soon. Okay? Okay, new share. So what I'm going to share with all of you is that to do an academic report. Okay? Everybody can see my screen here? If you can, please type yes. Okay, cool. Okay, so what you do is that this would be really, really helpful for people who are in semester 1 or just to refresh your minds on how to do an academic report. Okay, so I am going to share with you. This is a particular website from University of Leicester. Okay, whereby how to do an academic report. So academic report would be, okay, it has a title page, okay, it has a title page whereby you need to have a logo of Taylor's. There will be a cover sheet page that I will provide for you in times later on. So what you do is just to fill in the details. Okay, that would be cover page. Cover page cover page is needed for every assignment. Okay, I'm going to go straight to this one. Table of contents, you need to do table of contents. Okay, introduction, you must do introduction of your particular report, whereby you indicate the history of the report or the aims and objectives of the report. What do you want to do for this particular write up? You include it in your introduction. Okay, so that will be introduction. And then methods, okay, discard that, don't look at methods. And we have results or discussion. Okay, so for example, if you are doing for your unknown culture report, okay, so you discuss whatever you have read okay, in internet or through books or through ebooks, you discuss in your discussion section. I will go one by one how to write your report, okay, how to write your report in a bit. Okay, so you give me a second. So and after the discussion would be conclusion. Okay, conclusion. And the last but not least would be, okay, appendices, whereby if you have interviewed a person and then you have a list of questions that you ask to that particular person, you include whatever extra material. Appendices would be extra material for your report. You include it in your appendices. It can be your pictures. So I prefer pictures to be in appendices, not in the report itself. Okay, and I will show you later on how to actually include and cite appendices of pictures in your report. Give me a second. Okay, and we have bibliography. Okay, bibliography would be, okay, things that you have read for your report. Okay, but this bibliography would be a focus section whereby according to your report you read books only for report. For your own report, so that's why you write your bibliography. So, but in your assignment, write references. Don't write bibliography. Okay. Okay, I will give you overview of how to write your particular report now. Okay. Okay. And everybody can see my screen right now? You can. Okay. Okay, you can see. Okay, so for example, yeah, okay, to start off your report, okay, so introduction, okay, I write here, unknown culture report. So let's say you are doing on a Malay culture, Okay, Malay culture. So what you do is for your the first part would be introduction. Okay, introduction, you can include history of the culture, religious beliefs of the culture. Okay, or you can actually make whatever you have here, whatever question that I have for you in the module outline. Okay, you can make it as a subtopic. Okay, you can, I repeat, whatever questions that I have for you in the module outline, okay, you can make it as your topics for your particular report. Am I clear, people? Any questions so far? Any questions? Questions? Yes, you can do. You can explain a little bit about Malaysia first. Yes. Okay. Yes, Jiansha. Also counted for word count as well. Okay. No, for part number 1, you introduce the culture that you choose for your report. Yes, please. Yes, can also. Okay, I'm going to give you a short thing, right? So for example, in introduction, you would like to include the history and religious beliefs of the culture. So for that is the first part. Okay, and then maybe for number 2, for discussion, okay, maybe you want to divide it according to big topics and small topics. Okay, so you just write discussion. I'm going to answer my by my other subtopics in my discussion part. For example, gender roles in the culture, or extensive elaboration on the beliefs of a Malay culture also can. Okay, so for example, if you have interviewed a person, it's an optional thing to interview an individual for your report. Okay, you can include your interview in your discussion as well. Interview with an individual in a Malay culture, and you go and write. Okay, up to you, Sarana. I have nothing. I have no limitation. Okay, questions? Yes, I will, Kini. Yes, correct. So it is up to you how to craft your report. It can be one according to what I outline here for you, or it can be according to your own preference how to organize it. So it is up to you. Okay, as long as you answer the questions, that's fine. You can follow my format, you can have your own format as well, as long as you answer all the questions in the module outline and information. If my partner and I from the same culture, do we write only one difference? You can only write one difference. If you have discussed together, Malaysian, and you only find one difference, you can write it one difference only, by all means. Okay. So last but not least, maybe you want to do conclusion, right? Conclusion, and then conclusion, you want to include your compulsory questions here. So you answer your compulsory questions under the conclusion section. Okay. Yes, I will give the Word document after this to all of you. Is it okay to not include my own opinion in section A? Fine. That's fine for me. Up to you, Qin Tian. Okay. Do we need to state the introduction, discussion, etc. before the paragraph of the report? Do we need to state introduction? What do you mean, Onion? Okay, I'm getting back. I'm getting to the citation part. So this, okay, I will give the format later on today, and we'll upload it in times. Okay, so that is. I hope that is clear for everybody. Okay, so I'm going to show you in the document, right? In Word, okay, in Word, there is a particular section, okay, whereby you can actually cite your reference, okay, according to the tab right here, okay. So for example here, okay, in the particular tab references, okay, you will find insert citation, okay, and then you will have what kind of style. We have so many styles of citation. We have APA, we have Chicago, we have Harvard, and things like that. But in Taylor's or standard wise, we use APA. Okay, so just choose APA. So what you do is, for every website that you search, okay, so you must take note of this, yeah, okay. Make sure to jot it down or save any websites or things that you search in the internet. That's really, really important. Okay, for example here, okay, this is in Word. It's so easy, whereby it does everything automatically for you if you know how to use it. Okay, so what you do is to insert citation. Whatever you have read or gathered, you add a new source. Okay, you add a new source. I repeat, for every website that you have read, for every book, you save the website. Okay, everything that you do, everything you have read, everything you have gathered, download, save it, please. Okay, so what you do is, after you have gathered every material in one particular file, you add new source. Okay, you add new source, and it will generate a particular section right here. Okay, whereby it will indicate type of source. Okay, so let's say you read a particular book, ebook of the internet. Okay, of the internet. So you just click on book, and you just write the name of the author right here in the author section. Okay, if the particular book have more than 3 authors, you click on the edit tab. Okay, you click on the edit tab and write the author's name. So let's say the first author's name would be last name Muhammad Noor, first name Noor Hanis. You add. Then you continue on entering the second author's name. For example, last name Williams, first name Michael. Add. That will be for author section. Okay. Okay, please go on. Please go on, Natasha. Okay. So what you do is, for the all author section, okay, for the author section, when you have done this, okay, you have done key in everybody's name, okay, what you do is you click OK, and it will generate like this. You continue on on typing the title of the book, okay, and then and year, okay. You will type the year of the particular book, city, and publisher. I give you an example of a website citation. Give me a second, Natasha. Okay, so this is for book citation. After you have done it, okay, for example, I'll just type it, title, book title, la la la, year 2020, city would be Subang Jaya, okay, and you click OK, it will generate to this particular citation right here, okay. Yes, Hu Ying, I will. Okay, any questions so far for book? Questions, people? No questions. Okay, I'll continue on. Okay, so to add on, okay, I will show you later on. Okay. Okay, give me a second, people. I'm just showing you how to actually enter the thing. Okay. So this, okay, this is what you call in-text citation. Okay, in-text citation. Okay, in-text citation, whereby in the report itself you must do it this particular way. Okay, so for example, if you copy paste or you take an excerpt or you take a person's idea, you highlight the person's idea in a website. So let's say I'm giving you an example right here. No, there is not a, there it doesn't have in Google Docs, only in Word. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of citation in a website, yeah. Okay, hide floating naming controls. Okay, so let's say I want to cite about writing reports, University of Leicester. Okay, let's say I want to cite this, right? And that is a definition of a report right here. A report is written for clear purpose and to a particular audience. Specific information and evidence are presented, analyzed, and applied to a particular problem or issue. The information is presented in clearly structured blah 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 blah. So this is a definition of a report. So you say, okay, I want to search for a definition. So what you do is you highlight, okay. To cite an academic report, okay, I'm going to show you. So you say you have found a definition of a report. Okay. So you copy here. You copy in your new Word document, you copy right here and you paste it. This is a definition for the term of a report. Okay. So this is a report right here. Okay. How to cite it? Okay, mind you, to cite a person's or any website definition, try to reword it. Okay, try to paraphrase it. Okay, try to paraphrase it according to your own understanding. Okay, why do you need to paraphrase it? Because then the similarity percentage in your report would be lesser if you paraphrase it. Okay, so I repeat, okay, for everything that you have taken in the internet, okay, please paraphrase it according to your own words. Okay, so for example, you can take it directly and copy paste in your report, but not everything you copy paste directly, not everything, because at the end of the day, when you submit your report and we turn it in, it will generate to 99% similarity because you did not paraphrase it, you did not write it according to your own words. Am I clear? Am I clear, people? Any questions? Okay, good. Okay, so coming back, okay, so let's say you balance it out. Some things you take it directly, okay, fine. Some things you have to rewrite it, okay? Okay, I will get back to you, Corinne, later on. There is a software which is Turnitin. Yes, okay. So what you do is, for example, let's say you have taken this particular thing from a University of Leicester website, right? So you go back to the website and see who have actually written this particular thing. Nobody. Okay, there is no author that you see in this particular website. So you go back to your Word, okay, your Word. You insert the website's reference first, okay? So you insert citation, add new source, okay? Type of source you choose as a website, okay? For everything that you gather from a particular website, okay, you choose the type of source website. The author, if it doesn't have any author, okay, you take corporate author and type this one. University, on the left hand side, it would be the owner of the particular document right here would be University of Leicester, because it doesn't have any author, it does not indicate in the website. You type as your author would be University of Leicester. Am I clear on that, people? If you don't have author, okay, if you don't have author in a particular website, you cannot find written by who, you take the particular document, it is being written by the website itself. Am I clear? Everybody? Other people? Okay, so for example, yes, Evelyn. Name of web page, okay, name of web page, for example here, okay, I'm going to give you really quickly. Name of web page would be writing reports, okay. Writing reports will be name of web page, and then you write it right here. Writing reports. Name of website just now would be University of Leicester. Okay. Okay, I wrote it wrongly. Okay, wait. Give me a second. It's not deleting now. Okay, I go back. If you write it wrongly in your sources, you can go to manage sources, okay, and go to the particular list that you have write and edit, okay. So for example, what year does this particular website say? Any year that you can find in the particular website, you cannot find. So what you do is you indicate in the particular year section N.D. N.D would be no date. Yes, Ding Song, questions? And then month you skip, day you skip, URL you just copy paste from this section right here, copy, right hand click, copy, and you go back to your Word, you paste. Okay, so it will, and you click OK, okay, and click yes, okay. Then what you do is, okay, you have entered your citation, okay, you have entered your citation right here, Then to generate the reference list, which would be at the end of your report, would be, how would you do it is that you click on bibliography, okay? Click on bibliography, wait it to generate, and click on references. And it will generate the author's name, the name of the title of the book, and the things that you have written, that you have cited for your reference section. Okay, so it's important that everything, the most important part, together as a pair, whatever you have read, you open your document, open your Word, okay, and insert as many as you can, okay, for your sources. So what you do is, for everything that you do, you add new source, okay, you add new source. If it's a book section, you add book section. If it's a journal article, you add journal article. And after that, you click OK, and then it will save automatically for your report. It will arrange according to order, alphabetical order. When you do your sources, you insert citation right here, Svenlin. So whatever you read, for example, okay, for example right here, okay, it's a long explanation, so please be patient with me. So for example, in a Malay culture, right? So you want to research on Malay culture. Let's say, okay, you want to take from ALS language. Okay, so you open link in new tab. Okay, remember, okay, Wikipedia is a no-no for referencing. I don't want to see any Wikipedia references in your report, okay? But mind you, when you click on Wikipedia, you can read the Wikipedia, okay? It is informative, but, okay? But what you can use is that, at the bottom section, okay, you can find actually the reference list of the collective websites of what it is written in the Wikipedia. You can actually cite from the reference section right here. Okay, you go and click on the link right here, and it will generate you to the original website of the particular section. So you cite it from here. So for example, right here, right? Let's say I'm gonna cite about, okay, for example, there is considerable genetic, linguistic, cultural, artistic, and or tribes who founded about Malay, Brunei, Kedah, Langkawi Suka. It is at 15 and 16. So the citation will be at the bottom of the Wikipedia on number 15 and 16. So you can cite it. You can go on the bottom section, okay, and go to number 15 and 16. It will generate you to the original citation of the source itself. So cite it, go to the particular website right here, and cite it accordingly here. Okay, don't cite it as as a Wikipedia. Never do that. Okay, questions so far? Questions so far, people? May I know, is it okay if I insert the citation and references manually? Okay, you can insert the citation and references manually if you want to. But in the document, right, in the Word, if you have Word, it will be much more easier if whatever you have written, right, whatever you have written, okay, whatever you have written, you or gathered as a source, whatever you have read, you just insert citation, okay, it will insert citation, whatever you have read, You click it, you enter right here. Okay, after you finish it, okay, after you finish, you save, okay, and make sure you save the document itself. And at the end of the section, at the end of the section of your report, you can just click references and it will generate alphabetically all of your sources that you have gathered for your report, and just click references. As easy as that. Does references and in-text citation counted in the word count? No, Ray N. Only the report. May I know how to do citation for human sources? Okay. So for example, how would you cite for an interview? So in this particular section, you go to interview, okay? You click on interview and you just type the name of the interviewee, title of your interview, who is the interviewer, what year did you actually interview the person, month and day. Let's say you interview me about gender roles. Interviewer would be Ray N. Okay, year would be 2020, month would be April, day would be 24th. Okay, so it will generate the citation as Hanis 2020. This is an in-text citation. In-text citation would be how you cite your sources in your report. So at the end of the section will be your reference list. So to see all the sources that you have gathered and entered in the Word document, you click on bibliography again and click on references, and it will generate to the sources that you have entered accordingly in your report. Okay. Okay, questions, people. Okay, I'll get back to in-text citation a little bit later. Questions so far, people? Can you follow me? Can you follow me, people? Yeah, okay. So let's say in-text citation, yeah. Latest year published of the journal that is allowed for 2015 until 2020, 5 years back. Okay, so I want to share with you how to actually write in-text citation. Okay, in-text citation would be you quoting the person's idea in your report. Okay, so this is how you do in-text citation. So for example, you say the history of a Malay culture originates from 1900s. Yeah. Where did you get the idea the history of a Malay culture originates from 1900s? It must be based on a particular website, right? Or particular book, okay? So what you do is that in-text citation would be, okay, according to APA style, would be the author's name, and the year. So for example, the history of a Malay culture originates from 1900s. Let's say you got it from interviewing me. Okay, I said that. So you cite it as Hanis, my name would be Nur Hanis Muhammad Noor, my full name. So you take my last name, which is Muhammad Noor, okay, and write it as, okay, Muhammad Noor and the year that I said it, which is 2020 in the interview. So this, people, would be in-text citation. You cite the person that said a particular idea. Am I clear on that? Questions for now? Okay. Any other questions? Are we clear on that, people? My 107 amazing people? Let's say you cite it from a particular website, okay? Let's say I'm getting back to let's say, okay, I am getting on that. Okay, let's say you cite it from, okay, you cited a Malay culture from this particular website, okay, which is alslanguage.com.my. Preferably in academic, okay, in academic report is to have an author, to find the author of the website itself. If you cannot find the author of the website itself, okay, then you cite, okay, the website, okay. But to make sure a credible website, you need to find, make sure to find a credible website. A credible website is what is a blog, something that you can find an author about that particular article. Okay, so you must make sure to find a credible website. I will get back to that later on. So because APA citation, people, has a long list of how to do it. So it takes a lot of years, not years, months to actually master it accordingly. Okay, okay, I'm gonna take back, okay, and say, let's take a website of, okay, I'm going to take on how to cite a website, yeah. Let's say, okay, Cultural Atlas, Malaysian Culture Core Concepts, yeah. Okay, Cultural Atlas. It looks like a credible website. It looks good, okay. It's not like a company thingy, okay. It has like fantastic reports on Malay culture. So what you do is, okay, for example, you want to take a sentence of this one, okay. The majority of Malaysians, around 51%, are Malays. Almost all of them are Muslim, which explains why the ethnicity is commonly referred to as Muslim Malay. Okay, so you want to take this sentence. Okay, so you copy. Okay, open your document. So you copy, you want to paste it. Okay, so the majority of Malaysians, around 51%, are Malays. Almost all of them are Muslim, which explains why the ethnicity is commonly referred to as Muslim Malay. Okay, this, if you don't rephrase it, it will remain as direct citation. Okay, you take it directly from the website itself. So how would you cite it as in-text citation, including the website's name in your report? So what you do is you take the, okay, you go back to the website, you find the author's name. Don't have, right? It doesn't indicate right here. You take the author's name as the website itself. The name of the author would be the website. So you write it as Cultural Atlas. Okay, Cultural Atlas. Does it have a year? Does it indicate a year where when is it written? No. Okay. Yes. Okay. It has a year, 2020. So you put here, comma, 2020. This would be your in-text citation for a website. If you cannot find an author, you can make the author's name as the website's name and quote it in your report. Okay, so make sure in your report itself, whenever you have include a citation of a particular source, a book or a website or whatever, okay, so you include your opinion after that, okay, to justify, to make sure that your argument, there is an argument there in your particular report. Okay, questions, people? Okay, there's questions. When we submit the report to turn it in, do we include the in-text citation? Yes, you include the in-text citation. Yes, you need the table of contents. Does it include in the word count? No. Okay, other questions, people? That is a little bit about how to cite. Am I clear, people? Yes, you can have headings. Any other people? Questions? I will give a quick website, okay? I will give a link to everybody on how to on APA citation, a very good URL link on how to do APA citation. If you have any other questions after reading the website, you can ask me, and I will be glad to explain to you as well. Yes, YJ. If our reference is report found on a website, do we provide the website link for the reference part? Yes, please. Okay. Joanne. Okay, Joanne. How to actually do the particular? How to do a picture? Okay, a picture would be. Okay. For example, let's say Malay culture. Okay, click images. Okay, copy image. Okay, copy image, and then you put it right here, right? Under that would be, you need to cite it. So how do you cite it? Is below your picture itself, make sure to have less spacing. Source from what website? Okay, from what website? Let's say the Straits Times. Straits Times. Okay, Joanne? Other people? Joanne, are you okay? Am I clear? Or Rayanne? Okay, it must be source and from the website that you have taken. How do you want the table of contents? Okay. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to take another 5 more minutes to explain table of contents, and we are going to be done. Okay, so to do table of contents, yeah, automatically it's really easy. Yeah? It's really easy for a report. So whereby in Word, you have styles right here, right? So what you do is for every heading, for example, for every heading, you pick a style, okay? You make sure that you click here on your style, then you type your subtopic, okay? For example, right here, Malay culture. 1.0 Malay culture here. And after you have, every time you want to click, when you want to do a subheading, make sure you click on your preferred style. Then after that, okay, to generate the table of contents automatically, what you do is you can actually, you know, click on references and you click on table of contents at the left hand side. It will generate your table of contents automatically. You don't have to do it manually. Okay, so that I will explain on another session on in each tutorial group. Is that fine? In-text citation is included in word counts. In-text citation in the report is included as a word count. Yes. Okay. So any questions so far? Any worries for your assignment number 1, people? Are we clear? Are we clear? Any questions that I can answer? If the contents repeated in different paragraphs, should we cite again? Okay. Yes, table of contents will be discussed on next meeting in every tutorial group. Okay. Okay. If the contents repeated, okay, make sure, yeah, people, don't use the same content in every section of your report. Okay, make sure to have different, you know, sources. Okay, so for example, if you're talking about like gender and culture roles, it's a different thing on the 3rd page. If you're doing, then you have different websites to supplement your writing for that section. So for example, for gender roles and culture, you find at least 7 different sources. Then you write your gender, culture, and roles. Okay, for one question, you make sure you find at least 10 sources for religious beliefs, so that you have so many sources that you can cite from, and you can include your opinion together when you write the report. Am I clear? So question number 6, if my partner and I are the same culture, both of you need to answer it. Evelyn. After we paraphrase, we still need to do in-text citation. Yes, after you paraphrase, whatever you paraphrase, yeah, people, you still have to credit the person who wrote the particular idea, which is you take that from, even though you have paraphrased so nicely, you have written according to your own interpretation, but the idea is still from the website. You still have to cite it. If you don't cite it, it's just as it's you stealing the idea. Okay, so you everything, even though you have paraphrase, you must cite the person. Okay, never claim it as yours. That is equivalent as stealing. Okay, just like stealing in 7-Eleven in academic report, it's like that as well. You must give credit to the person who wrote the article or the document or the idea or the sentence or whatever. So one question at least. Okay. Okay, questions. Give me everybody's question so I can answer everything right now. Before I'm gonna end. Before I end this meeting. Okay, so what you do is for if you have your own opinion, you don't need to cite it. Okay, if your own opinion, you don't cite it because it is according to your opinion, so you don't have to cite it because it is your own report with your partner, so you don't have to cite it. So whatever you don't cite, I will take it as your own opinion. Okay. Yes, I will upload the rubric next week, as I mentioned before. Okay, so what you do for your unknown culture report, okay, you read the questions, you choose the culture first, you read the questions, optional and compulsory. So when for every question that you choose, okay, make sure, except the compulsory question, have at least as many sources as you can when to write the section. So for example, question 1, you have find 7 sources accordingly. Don't have 2 sources only. How to actually write like that? So you must read first, people, before you write the unknown culture report. Okay. Sarana, it's up to you. As many sources as you can, not 7. As many sources as you can. Okay. Questions, people? Am I clear? Any questions? Am I clear on a little bit on author or a little bit on the document side? Yes, you can include the interview details, Evelyn. A little bit on how to cite website, okay? If you don't have date, okay? If you don't have date for your particular website, or you cannot find any date for the article itself, what you do is to do n.d. Yes, you can include dialogues from interviews as well. If you don't have dates for your sources, you put as n.d. No date. It stands for no date. Okay. Okay. Any questions? Again, I must repeat the how to cite APA citation. Okay, in-text citation would be the last person in your report to do in-text citation would be the last name of the author, which is, for example, my name, Muhammad Noor. Okay, Muhammad space Noor, and the year the person who the year of the publication itself. So for example, if it's 1995, put 1995, but preferably for unknown culture report, you find sources, okay, from 2015 to 2020. But in case you have old sources, that's fine as well. Okay. Questions, people? Questions before we end the meeting now? Am I clear on unknown culture report? Okay. If we if it's a dialogue, do we paraphrase without altering the meaning? If it's a dialogue, it depends. You can paraphrase, you don't have to paraphrase. Up to you. If you want to include reference from 2013, okay, but preferably 2015 to 2020 only. Okay, but if it's important for you to include sources from 2013, 2010, 1995, by all means include it in your report as well, but make sure to have at least a number of sources from 2015 to 2020. Okay? Questions? Okay, before everybody leave, okay, I want to inform everybody that next week onwards, weekly we will be having a Zoom meeting. Okay, and our Zoom meetup, whereby we will discuss. Zoom meetings are for discussions, for Q&A, for me to answer your questions and so forth. We will do a little bit of activity together, and yeah, and maybe I will give extra work for extra marks and so forth. So week 3 onwards, we will have our weekly Zoom meeting back. Am I clear? Every Friday, okay, Sarana, as I mentioned earlier to you, okay, we don't have Friday is, according to your timetable, is lecture day, correct, Sarana? But now, okay, only for today, I am doing a session of maths lecture on APA citation because most of you have been asking how to do it to me, okay? But any other week, what you do is head on to Times and watch the video lecture by yourself and complete the tutorial underneath it. So every week, okay, every week from week 3 onwards, please come to the Zoom meeting for Q&A session, for a little bit of discussion, extra marks for extra mark, and I'm going to give extra work for you. So it will be much more, you know, interactive for us to meet up weekly. So every tutorial group, we will meet on different session. Group 1, we will meet on Monday. Group 2, 3, and 4 will be on Thursday. Am I clear? Okay. I will upload the link of APA citation in Times. I will give a reminder to you on our Zoom meeting every Sunday, and yeah, that's about it, people. 2015 apply to journal articles and websites as well. Ian. Okay. Any questions before we end the meeting itself? All clear? Okay, I hope to supplement your understanding for the report. I do apologize if the background noise of my daughter crying disturbs and interrupts our session for today. I do apologize, and yes, I will upload the format of the report in the document in Times. I will upload in Times and Facebook as well. Okay, Amanda. Okay, your information, the websites preferably to be from 2015 to 2020, 5 years duration only. But in case you have to include citations from 1990 or 2010, okay, if you think it's important for your report, then by all means you can include it. No. No, cannot bring baby to class. Okay. Disrupt my focus. Okay. Okay. Other questions for my... Yeah, me too. Okay, other questions? No questions? Other questions, people, before we end our meeting for today? Remember to come to our weekly Zoom meetings. Attendance is being taken. Okay. Okay, I hope I give you a little bit. I know it's not that much for today, but I hope it's clear of how to do in-text citation and a little bit on Word as well. it goes along the way. I have to actually meet everybody to do that. It's much more easier, but because of the restriction, I can't. But I will take the attendance for you. Okay, I have all my participants right here, 104. Okay, I will take it for you. So don't worry about that. Okay, before you leave, give me a second. Give me a second. Fine. Never mind. Okay. Any questions, people? No questions? No? Okay. With that, thank you very much, my amazing intercultural people. And please stay safe. I will keep in touch with you constantly, and please ask me questions at any time you think you are having a confusion or anything. Okay.
Thank you, Miss.
And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
You all, and
Miss.
bye bye. Sending love to all. Stay
Thank
safe.
you, Miss.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Sayonara.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Happy Ramadan. Thank you, Miss. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, hugs and safe. Sending love to everybody. Thank you very much.
Virtual hugs.
See you soon, Miss. See you soon. Thank you. Thank you.